Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Well, we know that today we're celebrating veterans, and we're celebrating those that have given so much service to not only this community, but the nation as a whole. And to lead us in this program today is Commander Breckenridge Morgan. So many of us know Breckenridge because he is an active member of our club. But he's a retired warfare and human resources officer, commanding officer of the Navy. He served 22 years active duty from 1991 to 2013. His tours of commanding officer included the military entrance processing station in Knoxville and the Navy recruiting district in Atlanta. Professionally, he works for Garza Law Firm, one of the area's leading, law offices here, and he started there in 2021. He's an advocate for their clients, and it is a goal for him to continually provide exceptional service, as he also gives to Rotary. A native of Knoxville, he can be found cheering on the volunteers. If you follow him on Facebook, I don't think he's ever missed a game, which is really impressive. He's also, I like this, poolside. He's a USA trained official of USA Swimming. He'd probably do a much better job than me as an official. He's a referee, a starter, and he's also former president of JACISA, which is the area summer league program of about 7,000 swimmers, I think. So really has given a lot to our community. Breckenridge joined the Rotary Club of Pigeon Forge in 2013. He then became president of the club. He serves our club now on the scholarship committee and on the invocation committee. A former deacon of Sequoia Hills Presbyterian Church, he also gives in a military capacity as a former board of director on the East Tennessee Military Affairs Council. He's married to Dr. Tanya Morgan, Sevierville County Schools Testing and Data Coordinator, and they have 3 sons, of which one visited last week, Breckenridge Jr., Tavin, who's a sophomore at University of Tennessee, Jackson, who's a senior at Pigeon Forge High School. So ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce retired Commander Breckenridge Morgan to lead us in the 2024 Rotary Club of Knoxville Veterans Day program, which is titled with the national theme of a legacy of service and loyalty. Ladies and gentlemen, Commander Morgan.
Last year when we had our program, I thought, gosh, that went pretty well. I wonder how we can step it up. And this year I turn around and we got service flags. We have the National Eagle for the United States. Or I can only wonder what we're going to do next year. Wow. Certainly thank everyone for being here today. I want to talk real briefly. About what we're going to do for the next 24 minutes, the program that we have and how we're going to recognize, but also some protocol, because I think sometimes we wonder about, as veterans, when we can salute, when we can't. We're going to talk about that for just a quick second. So Chris mentioned today's theme. When we're done with our service medley, I'll actually have some remarks about loyalty and service as it relates to our veterans. In just a few minutes, we're going to have 2 folks come up here for the national anthem. Scott Beasley is going to be our soloist, who's right over there. And then Challenger is also going to join us for the national anthem today. If you go to Tennessee football games, and as Chris mentioned, I don't really miss any, although I only missed one this year, and that was Arkansas. So I've been under a lot of pressure. So we're leaving 8 a.m. Saturday to go to Athens. And there's people looking for tickets to Vandy for me. So, because we're undefeated in the games we've gone this year. So we only missed the loss. But back to topic at hand. So back in 2009, Congress, when they authorized the Defense Authorization Act, changed the law for veterans. And so you may hear at football games, ladies and gentlemen, they'll say, please rise. Gentlemen, remove your covers. And then they say, and veterans may render a hand salute. Prior to 2009, that wasn't a thing. Veterans had to stand at attention, but couldn't salute the flag because they were no longer in service. And as you can imagine, there was a little bit of a lobby going on in Washington, D.C. And so now, whenever the national anthem or TAPS is played, it is perfectly acceptable for a veteran or active duty service member to render a hand salute. The key difference between the two when you do that as a service member or a veteran is when you do the national anthem, like we'll do momentarily, it's a very quick, crisp salute and very quick dropping of the salute at the end. Taps is a little different. It's a very slow salute because we're paying honor to those that passed away. And then it is a very slow return. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you please rise for our national anthem. Gentlemen, remove your covers. Veterans may render a hand salute, and eagles may flap their wings.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Scott. Please be seated. So now that we've done the national anthem, one of the common things that we will often see on Veterans Day or ceremonies is a salute to the veterans. And these are often accompanied by the playing of the service song. However, again, thinking about the why behind some things, I think some folks may be like, oh, I think that's the Army song, or maybe that's this. I wonder what the words are. So we might have put together a little something with our help of a thing called the internet. We have found a service medley that not only will tell you the flag, but it'll also tell you the words and give you some views. So what I would ask is when your service song is played for our veterans in the room, please stand and be recognized during that section of the song. Please stand by. What are the, it worked in rehearsal. Hey, you're good. Here we go. Okay.
Over hill, over dale, we will hit the dusty trail, and those big songs will rolling along. In and out, hear them shout, as they're marching all about, and those big songs will rolling along. For it's I've been in the field artillery, count out the numbers on us, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, and we're ready to go. You will always know that those big songs are rolling along. Until we meet once more, is best you a happy moment.
I mean, people simplify.
President Lambert, we need to start a recruiting drive for Coast Guard and Marines.
Marines, yeah.
That's right.
So now we're gonna take a moment. We believe we have collected all the names and photos of all the members of the club that have served. However, I will give the caveat, just in case we fell a little short and you don't see your name, I do want to ask those veterans at the end of the show to please stand and be recognized, because we certainly don't want to leave anybody out. So we're going to start with Chief Master Sergeant James Kundal. Are you here today? All right. Well, he served for the Air Force. Yeah, we know he wasn't here. Air Force. There were two in the back, and I recognized them both. So, okay. Next, Captain Joseph. U.S. Army. You here? There you go. And our secretary is going to be bringing you a Rotary Armed Forces Veteran Service Pin. If you already have one, you'll now have two. Captain Richard Ferris, U.S. Army. Specialist David Freeman, National Guard. It's amazing how we all look a little younger in these pictures. Specialist Edgar Gee. Colonel R. Colonel, you here today? Okay. Captain, go. There you go. Sergeant Shane Jackson. Staff Sergeant Tyler Janot. You don't look much different. Captain Kedro. Captain Lee. Specialist Linville. Louis Roepke, Marine Corps, not here today. We'll have to find out what his rank is by next year too. Colonel Lee.
Sherman.
Yes. Okay. Seaman Staff. Lieutenant Colonel Stowers. Larry.
And Scott.
And Scott. Joe Sutter. I don't think I saw him here tonight. Okay. He might be Captain Trainer. Specialist Williams. That's all right. Some guy named Commander Morgan. What's that? Interesting you would say that. So it was a tough decision to retire because I had a fairly confident I was going to pick up Captain Morgan the next year. And I think I would have gotten a lot of bottles of rum. I was working on the pose. Certainly, as you see our veterans today, thank them for their service. Those that weren't here today, next time you see them, thank them. Did we miss anybody? Okay. Who did we miss?
They also serve and pray and wait. All of the wives and family. Of
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. I remember coming back from vacation and I got a call. It was like a Saturday night. Like, hey, we need you to come back to the ship. I was like, oh, what's going on? They're like, haven't you been watching the news? I was like, no, because I was on vacation. And we got underway Monday morning and we're gone for about 2 months, operating the UN operation off of Haiti. So the calls come in and certainly they did that. So what I'd like to talk is for a few minutes is about loyalty and service and about our veterans. It really is an honor to be the one to lead this today because there's so many folks in our Rotary Club and in our community that have done so much for our nation. So let's reflect for a minute on the sacrifices of those who have served in the armed forces. As a Navy veteran, I'm humbled to be among so many who have supported our service members, both past and present. Now, when I was thinking about the theme about loyalty and service from the VA, I thought about those two words. So I'd like to explore those for a few minutes. These words are at the heart of what we do in the military. They continue to shape our lives even long after we've left active duty or guard. On Veterans Day, we remember that these two core values, or these two values, are not just military values. They're the very foundation of our nation's strength, resilience, and its unity. Loyalty is often one of the first qualities that we're taught when we join the military. Because you see, it's what binds us together as a team. Whether we're serving on the ship in the middle of an ocean, or we're standing watch at a base thousands of miles away from home, loyalty is what keeps us connected to each other, to our mission, and those ideals that we are entrusted to protect. In the Navy, loyalty is a bond that really transcends rank or division. Whether it's the seaman that is getting the food ready for what we call the mid-watch, that's the one where you get to stay up from 10 o'clock at night till about 3 o'clock in the morning. It's usually the most boring thing, but you got to do it. And you do it the best you can. It could be the shipmate on the flight deck that's watching out for your safety, even though they're tired, it's been a long day, even though it's arduous and exhausting. Loyalty in the military means that we don't serve alone. We serve as part of something greater than ourselves. But loyalty doesn't stop for those that we serve with. It's the families, it's our community, it's our country. When I was deployed, I think back about the people waiting for me back home, my family, my friends, and the communities that relied on us to serve. We were all bound by the same threads of loyalty. It's the understanding of the sacrifices that we made were for the safety and well-being of the ones that we love and the ideals that we believe in. Service, on the other hand, is like a calling. It's not always easy. It's not always glamorous. It often requires us to put the needs of others ahead of our own, to endure hardships, and to make tough decisions. But service, just like loyalty, is something that defines us, not just in uniform, but in the way we conduct our lives. Because you see, even after the time that our serving on active duty ends, that sense of service just doesn't go away. We carry on with it in our lives, in our jobs, in our volunteer work, our role models as neighbors, mentors, and leaders in the community. We learn that service is not just about the big moments. It's about the everyday actions, the small ways we make the world around us better. It's about showing up when it matters and lending a hand when someone is in need. As veterans, we continue to embody those values of loyalty and service, whether we're leading a team in a business, coaching youth sports, or perhaps working with our Rotary Club to help a school or children in need. We are still serving. We are still loyal to the causes and principles that motivated us when we were in uniform. The Veterans Day is about honoring that legacy. It's about acknowledging the sacrifices that were made, the loyalty that was shown, and the service rendered by generations of men and women in uniform. But it's also about recognizing the spirit of loyalty and service that doesn't end when the uniform comes off. It continues in our hearts, it continues in our communities, and in our daily lives. So, to my fellow veterans, thank you for your service. Thank you for your loyalty. To your brothers and sisters in arms, to your family, to Rotary, and to our country. Your sacrifices have made our nation stronger, and your ongoing contributions continue to shape our community and the world we live in. So to everyone here today, thank you for being here to support our veterans, not just on this day, but every day. Your loyalty to those who serve and your commitment to making our community a better place is what helps keeps that spirit of service alive. Thank you. Now in a moment, thank you very much. And now in a moment, we're going to be playing taps. Now Friday, I was the speaker at Pigeon Forge High School. And I thought to myself when taps was played, why do we play taps on Veterans Day? Isn't that a Memorial Day thing? So I thought we might explore that before we play taps. So here's the why. Veterans Day is focused on giving thanks to all U.S. military veterans, whether they're alive or deceased. Memorial Day is specifically for memorializing those men and women that died in combat. Very distinct difference. Now you may be wondering a little bit about taps as well, or at least I was. So I'm going to share that with you. Taps is a 24-note bugle tune that signals the end of the day. and is played to honor the service members because it is considered the national song of remembrance for the United States. It's played at many military events such as Veterans Day ceremonies, wreath-laying ceremonies, and memorial services. Now, the tune originated in 1862 during the Civil War when Major General Daniel Butterfield decided that he wanted a bugle call to signal the end of the day and send soldiers to rest. The internet claims that taps, that sounds good, the taps likely comes from the 3 drum beats that were previously used to signal extinguished lights. So let's go back to the beginning about the Defense Authorization Act of 2009. So it is customary to stand during taps, to lower your head, or to stand at attention. Military members may surrender a salute to honor those that we have lost since they exited service. Remember that the salute for taps is a slow rise at the first note of taps and a slow fall at the last of taps. So ladies and gentlemen, we will now play taps, if you will please stand, to remember those veterans who are no longer with us as their light has been forever extinguished. I do have a quick public service announcement. We would like veterans to come forward. Anyone that would like to get their picture with Challenger, there is one primary rule. Do not stand on the same side Challenger is on. Make sure you're on the other side where Challenger is. Otherwise, it may not be the experience you were looking for. Oh, apparently it did bite Bill Clinton, I understand. In fact, when I say it, I mean Challenger.
Challenger did bite Bill Clinton. We cannot neither confirm nor deny that he might lean Republican.
Challenger's in safe hands in this part of the country. There we go. I think we have our answer. So was there one other thing about Challenger coming
No
up?
flash.
That's it. I knew that I was going to forget something. No flash photography. So with that, President Lambert, we have 1 minute left.
All right. Let's give a round of applause for Breckenridge Morgan. And also for our veterans who are here today. Thank you so much. Coming off of the heels of obviously what was quite an election week, there's one thing that we can all agree on because you're here today, and that is the loyalty and the love that we have for those who serve, especially those who are close and near and dear to our hearts in this club. So we certainly appreciate the sacrifices and the services that each of you all gave, as past President Kedros said, also for the families involved in each of those who served. They would not have been able to do so without the supporting household. So thank you, Sam, for being here today to join this club. It's wonderful to add an addition. I remember when I joined under President Sandy Martin, I have no doubt that you'll bring a lot of value to this club. We're so proud to have you in this room, and I can't wait to see what you accomplish. So let's give a round of applause to Sam. To each of our guests attending, from Anna Gale to those who are attending from other clubs, thank you for making your time to spend it with us on this important Veterans Day program, and we hope you will come back and visit us again. Each week, we give a book to East Knox Elementary that highlights a fun topic and hopefully encourages a young reader to read and maybe get involved on their own and join Rotary or do whatever, join the armed forces, whatever the case may be. So I'm going to ask anyone involved in today's program to sign A Whale of the Wild. That is this week's book. And this will be put in the library of East Knox Elementary and one of the programs in the schools that we support quite frequently. Thank you again for those who made it possible for this program. This was an extra special day. I know I ran a little long, but I hope that you found it valuable and that you enjoyed celebrating those so important to our community. Next week, our speaker we'll have a couple speakers actually from Roane State Community College. The president of Roane State will be here, Dr. Chris Whaley and Dr. Victoria Battershell. They'll be speaking about the Health Science and Simulation Center. So it's a great opportunity to come hear about the higher ed opportunities and growth in this community. Highly encourage you to make that meeting as well. Last but not least, our four-way test will be led by David Williams.
If you'll join me in the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it true?
second,
Is it fair to all concerned?
third,
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
and fourth.
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?